Lover of anything vintage and old world. Some people view that as junk, but for me, it's taking something that's a little beat up and restoring it into something beautiful and repurposing it. And that's such a joy. It's one of my favorite hobbies. One of the ways that I incorporate my hobby with my love of travel and traveling is by going to antique fairs. And they have them all over the United States. If you haven't done this before, brace yourself. It is an adventure. And you can also save a ton of money on high quality items that may need just a little bit of love. Even if you're not into retro items, my guess is that you'll really enjoy the experience of a day trip to an antique fair. In this video, I'm going to share with you my favorite antique fair, which happens twice a year in Round Top, Texas. It is worth the trip. Acres of treasure hunting, and also you'll have some trips down memory lane that will await you with a lot of small town Texas atmosphere. I've got tips on what to wear. It is important what to bring and how to get the best prices so you can take home some amazing one-of-a-kind finds that your friends will all be envious over and will be asking you, where the heck did you get that? I'm also going to share with you at the end some of my favorite finds that I have come across and bought at antique fairs. Also, if you enjoy this video, I'd be so appreciative if you would subscribe. It really helps my channel, and please comment below I subscribed and I will reply to everyone. Let's talk about Round Top, Texas. It's about a 1.5 hour drive from Austin, Texas, and it's fairly easy to get to from Austin. So this antique show started in 1968. It's one of the largest of its kind in the country, and it stretches over 11 miles. Yeah, 11 miles. As I mentioned, the fair happens twice a year in the spring and the fall. Now, I've gone during both times of year, and honestly, spring weather can be a little iffy. Sometimes it rains or it's just plain cold. So my first tip would be to go in the fall if that's possible for you. That's typically in mid-October. I'll link all the details in the description below. It can be a little bit warmer in the fall, and I enjoy the weather so much more versus the temperamental Texas spring. So there are basically two areas of this festival, and they are the Blue Hills Round Top area and the Warrenton area. Now, you'll find the Big Red Barn in Round Top, and it is air conditioning with a food court and bathrooms, and it will cost you a $10 admission. This experience would be like going to a mega antique store. Now, I like antique stores, and I go to them all the time, and it can be a fun experience to go to a ginormous one. However, that's not quite the vibe I'm looking for when I go to this antique fair. So my tip number 2 is, if you have limited time, then skip the Big Red Barn and head down the road to Warrenton. In Warrenton, you will find acres and acres of outdoor tents to explore to your heart's content. Bathrooms there, they're porta potties, but I found them to be plentiful and clean, and also plenty of food options from Mexican food to barbecue. Also, Warrenton is free. There is no admission fee. Just come and shop. You will have to pay to park, which will cost you $5 for the day. And this is where you're going to get that authentic Texas treasure hunting experience, because you'll meet vendors from all over the United States and the world, actually, in these tents. My tip number 3 is pace yourself. Don't spend time looking through a tent if nothing catches your eye. Just move on, or you're going to burn out before the day is done. The name of the game here is focus. For example, my son likes to collect vintage cameras. So when he goes into a tent, he's always on the lookout for cameras. I love mid-century mod things. So when I go into a tent, I'm always scanning and looking for things from that era. Plan to make a day of this. Don't rush through your day. Take breaks in between your shopping and enjoy a lemonade on a patio with a cool breeze. Tip number 4, wear comfortable shoes and clothes and bring a jacket and an umbrella. Definitely, if you're going in the spring, be sure to stash an umbrella in the car. Don't trust to impress here. You'll need to be comfortable, especially your shoes, because you're going to be doing a ton of walking. If you don't have to worry about cramming your purchases into a suitcase, then bring a pickup or an SUV, because you never know when you're going to find the perfect item and you'll want to have room to get it home. I have crammed my sedan full on a couple of trips before I learned this lesson. Also, bring a backpack or a wagon or a duffel bag to carry along with you as you shop, because your vehicle is going to be pretty far away from most of the tents, and it's not easy to buy something and then go to your car and stash it in your car and then come back. So you'll want to just make sure that you've got something that you can carry with you that you can put your items in. My last tip is to go to the antique fair on one of the last few days, because the vendors are ready to get rid of their stuff. They're going to have to pack all of that back up and take it back to where they came from. So they're more willing to work with you and cut a deal on the price. Now, as promised, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite pieces that I found while antiquing. I'll give you a warning here, though. Once you start finding treasures you love, they are very hard to part with. It's not like that disposable stuff that we find at Hobby Lobby. Now, I love Hobby Lobby. I shop at Hobby Lobby, but there's no way I'm parting with my gold genie bottle. Ever. If I piqued your interest, keep in mind that there are over 494 fairs that take place in 110 US cities. So if you'd like to add this adventure to your list, do a quick Google search to find one near where you live. And if you do, or if you're already a seasoned treasure hunter, let me know in the comments where you went and what you bought.
Yeah.